Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. Are you in charge of your burger intake, or should somebody else take the responsibility? And he's got the rundown.
Sam, we continue our look at health by talking to Mary Spoon, nutritionist for the Cooperative Extension Service. We're going to talk about fat, and then we're going to talk to Cal Dunlap and find out about personal lawsuits and whether or not these are affecting the cost of medicine. Sam?
Thanks, Andy. And coming up on the Pundit panel today, Wayne Frediani, Dale Capurro, and Bilyeu. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
The biggest risk your company can take.
Well, Barbara, you did very well on your interview.
Hiring employees can help your business get to the next level.
And your resume looks outstanding.
And it can also expose you to corporate crimes and costly lawsuits that can bring your company to its knees.
So, we'd like to offer you a position.
Before you hire another employee, hire the professionals at Employer Links. Call today to get our free CD-ROM, the top 8 risks of hiring employees.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
Yesterday on Nevada Newsmakers, we found out that the problem with healthcare is that it's not the medical industry that's charging us too much money, it's that we want too much out of it. We're the problem. Are we the problem, though, when it comes to eating, and especially in fast food restaurants, in fact, all kinds of restaurants, where the portions are huge, and we seem not to be able to resist them? We've brought in Mary Spoon to talk about this. She's a nutritionist and a registered dietitian. Are we out of control, Mary?
I think we absolutely are out of control. And you mentioned about the large portions. A lot of that has to do with what the consumer wants. They want a lot for their money.
Okay, but we're killing ourselves.
Yes,
I mean,
we
we're
are.
literally killing ourselves. If you go to England and you order a cheese sandwich, you get 2 slices of bread, thinly buttered, 1 slice of cheese. In this country, 50 slices of cheese. The bread is, I mean, why are we doing this to ourselves?
And I think it has so much to do with what we enjoy and like, and we find great entertainment and pleasure out of food, and we want as much as we can possibly get.
But you don't have to eat the entire sandwich. I mean, you can eat half a sandwich, wrap it up, take it with you, eat the other half for dinner or something, you know?
The American people don't have moderation in their language. So somehow we have not learned to only eat a portion and then save the rest for later. We're not good at that. We eat everything.
Okay, so where's the confusion when we see the images that people want to dress and look like these thin or thinnish models, fashion models, actors, actresses, and everybody's constantly on a diet? Where does this all disconnect?
Well, I think that's the $64,000 question. how is it that we're going to achieve those ideals and do it in a society that's so focused around food, and a people that is so concentrated on eating out or just eating large quantities, not really being very responsible for what they're eating. I don't know that we have the answer to that yet.
All right, Mary, where does this start?
Well, I think it starts in the home. It starts with the caregiver, whether it be the parent or the grandparent or who that might be, who sets the example for the child. Food preferences are learned, and they learn them through observing others, and it usually starts with their parents and then also their siblings. And so they learn from that, the poor eating habits that we have today. Now, certainly television plays a role with the enormous number of commercials dealing with soda pop or high-calorie foods. It's difficult for the health industry like myself to compete with that, to try to teach eat more fruits and vegetables, more low-fat dairy products, lean meats, those types of things.
You don't want to ban that, though.
I don't. We have to teach people to do it in moderation, because we certainly don't want to say there are good and bad foods. I don't believe there are. I mean, if anybody watched me, every once in a while I enjoy an ice cream cone or a hamburger, but it's a matter of moderation.
State Fair.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But isn't there some responsibility from the food industry to stop putting in so much fat and so many calories into the meals when it's causing such a health problem on the other end?
Every time the fast food industry introduces foods that certainly, and I've eaten in fast food restaurants, and you can make healthy choices. And I remember one particular fast food restaurant putting, low-fat sour cream on their tacos and using chicken and those types of things. They bomb. The American public does not buy them.
Because the stuff tastes awful.
Now, see, I don't think so. I thought it was pretty good.
Well, all right.
But doesn't there have to be personal responsibility?
Well, I agree, but let me just, if I can just take off from this tangent just for a moment. One of the things, I had a heart attack back in 1994. I was forced to change my diet. I actually already changed it, and cutting out fat, putting in more flavor. And people come to my house for dinner, and they get to eat low-fat food, but they don't know it's low-fat. They don't know it's good for them. And at the end of the meal, they say, oh, this is great. Why can't the fast food industry come up with good-tasting, low-fat products and not even tell the public, hey, this is good for you, but market it the same way they market all the high-fat stuff?
I think that's the key. You can't let the public know that it's low-fat or healthy, because that's like a big fat X right across the item. And I think there are a lot of other types of restaurants. And I always think of when I go to some type of southwestern restaurant and they have corn and black beans and fresh vegetables and they're grilled and those types of things. I think, these are wonderfully healthy foods and people don't even know it. But somehow if we advertise it as being more nutritious and more healthy, it's seen as bad. And it's a problem with our own culture and perception in our society.
Okay, yesterday, Mary, you mentioned to me that, if parents or if you're a single parent, if you would sit down at least once a week with your children and eat a meal together that's well balanced, that would go a long way towards helping things.
It does. And I would certainly encourage it be more often than that, but it has a lot to do with the child's nutritional status. We find that they're healthier, they're not as overweight, they're more behaviorally sound, they're not, we don't have as much juvenile delinquency if actually the family spends more time together, especially around the dinner table.
And I want to offer a disclaimer here, because I do a restaurant show. It'll be appearing here tomorrow with Lise Mosel, where we go around, we taste all kinds of foods. But the trick is, people always say, well, how can you be so thin when you eat all this food? And the reality is, we don't eat the whole thing. We take a few bites, and then that way, you're not overdoing it. It's, like you said, there are no bad foods.
Mm-hmm. And you let me know when you invent a low-cal secret sauce.
You got a deal. Yeah. Mary Spoon, thank you so much for being here. We'll have you back, okay?
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers. Talk about the legal aspects of this. Who's going to get sued?
Interest rates remain at all-time historic lows. Now's a great time to purchase or refinance in the Northern Nevada area. Hi, I'm Valerie Hedlund, Operations Manager of CTX Mortgage. We pride ourselves in giving face-to-face service, local processing, local underwriting, immediate loan approvals in a private and professional office setting. We at CTX choose to do business differently. This is our local team of processors and operations staff that are dedicated to providing you the highest level of service. Please call any of the loan officers on our CTX team.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at DeAndrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South DeAndrea Parkway in Sparks.
Welcome to Sushi Club, best sushi in town. The Sushi Club in Independence Square uses the best quality products. The sushi is dynamite, and the service is just wonderful.
The Sushi Club is bigger and better. We have 11 sushi chefs on staff, and the service is great.
All your friends will tell you that Sushi Club is the best place for the best sushi.
Come join us for lunch or dinner.
The Sushi Club, 294 East Moana Lane in the Independence Square.
Now that's great sushi.
Big Apple Pizza, best pizza in Nevada, take one.
Today we're making homemade meatballs for a meatball parm. You like cheesesteak? I think you're like yourself Philly right now. It's the best cheese ever made. Now that's how a Philly cheesesteak's supposed to look.
And here's little Cole.
This is authentic. We'll throw some pepperoni in here. Not gonna be shy about it. Yeah, I bet you guys didn't know I could do that. Don't skimp on the toppings. Authentic as it gets. Big Apple Pizza and Subs on the corner of Bering and McCarran, a New Jersey guy who knows how to make an East Coast pizza.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
To every situation, there is a legal answer. Now people are getting sued over the kind of food they're serving by people who say that they're being forced to gain weight by the restaurants. Attorney Cal Dunlap, former district attorney, joins us. Cal, should people be out there suing restaurants and restaurant chains because they can't control their own dietary habits?
No, not at all. I'm one of those people who believes that people need to be responsible for themselves. The children, however, are another matter. I don't think that people should be able to sue because they've been victimized by themselves at all.
Well, what about, you say the children are a different matter. Does that mean that they can sue their parents? I think Bill Bilyeu was talking about that. Can he sue his mother because he was a fat baby and she kept him fat?
No, I don't think so. However, the fast food industry has appealed to children. Ronald McDonald, I don't mean to pick on McDonald's, but just as an example, is an icon. Children learn that icon very early. The toys and things that are used to appeal to children to start them at a very young age. The parents bringing them into the restaurants because they can't resist the child's urge, which comes from the advertisements and word of mouth, etc. You know, the children are in many instances victims because they're being given not just a hamburger like you and I had as kids. They're being given a hamburger that has certain scientifically devised chemicals and properties that essentially cause an addiction. Just like the smoking cases, they found that there was extra nicotine in it, and there were other chemicals being added to cause people to smoke other than just tobacco.
So when you buy a hamburger for a child at a fast food restaurant, it's not just ground beef and lettuce and tomato that they're getting?
No, it's engineered. It's engineered to appeal both to the child and to the parent, both from the point of view of taste and smell, and primarily smell. Additionally, there's some things in the products that are being sold in fast food restaurants that I think are harmful. Long lists of chemicals that who knows what they do to promote the obesity. We all blame it just on fat, but I think there's a complex chemical process.
I know that all these fast food restaurants have websites where they list everything, the ingredients of everything and the caloric intake and so forth. Why can't you take your child to McDonald's and order a salad for your child? Is it because the children are running the parents?
As Ms. Spoon indicated, the parents have a great deal of responsibility here. I don't think any of us would argue that there's any problem with taking a child to McDonald's or any other fast food place occasionally. What's happening, as she indicated, is they're going there every night or every other night or whatever. It's just as easy to snack at home with healthful food as opposed to making a full-blown meal as it is to go to McDonald's. Maybe even easier if you stock up during the week.
Okay, but let's get back to this basic question, though, of personal responsibility. Should not the parents be the ones that dictate to the children rather than the children dictate? I can't imagine an instance where I would have told my mother where we were going, what cereal we were going to buy, or anything else, because I would have felt the back of her hand in a place that we don't want to talk about.
Well, you grew up in a different generation, a different world. Unfortunately, in our households now, the mother usually works, the father usually works. They're tired. They have to do something quick to satisfy the child's needs, and so the fast food restaurant is a convenient solution. And the advertisements, again, that bombard our children, the fast foods are in our schools. They shouldn't be. They should have the retired women and the mothers cooking wholesome food like they used to in your day in the cafeteria.
I suddenly feel so much older.
Well,
your day.
Have comfort that you're not as old as I am.
It's very slim comfort there. All right, so what's the bottom line for you on this?
Well, I think that full disclosure is the first thing, and truth in advertising. I think that's what we really have to have. I think that if any retail person is providing harmful substances into the food, addictive substances in the food, or are engineering the foods to cause people to come back for reasons other than the normal accepted taste that we derive from wholesome foods, then I think that we've got a problem. That's what the FDA is supposed to do.
Would you just tell us just briefly, what do you base that research on?
There's plenty of literature on it. In fact, it's interesting that McDonald's just recently, 2 days ago, I believe, said they were going to quit buying beef with hormones, I believe it was. Well, there's plenty of scientific literature indicating that hormones are not appropriate.
Can you show the book?
Yeah, there's a book, and I don't endorse this book. I'm not getting a commission or anything, but in anticipation of this discussion, I picked up this book called Fast Food Nation, and interestingly, the Fast Food Nation book is I think, pretty moderate. It doesn't, indict people necessarily. It tells a pretty moderate story about the cultural changes that we've had as a result of the evolution of our society.
And we are out of time. Cal Dunlap, thanks for being here.
Well,
come
thank
back
you.
again,
You've
will you?
got to come back.
We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers for the Pundit panel after this.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Today's lesson, another reason to take the Gold Rush Club Card Challenge. With the Gold Rush Card, you really have 3 cards in one. Use your cash back. You still keep your comps and drawing tickets. Use your comps. You still keep your cash and drawing tickets. And with your drawing tickets, you could win thousands in cold hard cash every week. And still keep your cash back and comps. Does your club add up? Graduate to the Gold Rush Players Club. It's the smart thing to do. The Gold Dust West, south on Keystone, east on 4th.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo Free Checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, Andy, you're a little perturbed about this whole fast food deal.
Yeah, because I think this is just another way, if people stop smoking, then the cancer industry might have to go out of business almost. So now they're turning to fat to perpetuate themselves. And I think they just want to raise taxes on fast food to find another place to tax so that they can keep the revenue coming in.
All right, let's bring in our guests here. Bill Bilyeu joins us, and Daryl Capurro. Welcome to you both. Bill, you want to weigh in on this?
Well, it's always funny to me. I'm a trial lawyer too, but the trial lawyers are always finding something to sue or somebody to sue. I don't know about the tax. I always thought that a sex tax would be good.
You and George Flint.
Yeah, no, men would over-report and women would be totally honest.
I don't know who's writing your material, but I'd like to talk to him.
There's so much. What causes fat? Well, we know that fat causes fat, but you go to some countries that do have high fat, that have high caloric intake, like Italy. You don't see any fat, too many fat Italians. They eat prodigious amounts of food. Why? And I keep reading all the time, particularly in the newspaper, where somebody, some study, someplace will say, well, this is what is bad for you, and then you look a little bit further and you find out, well, that's not necessarily true, and it's always shifting.
Bill, did you notice anybody in Italy drinking soda from a 64-ounce tumbler?
No, but I did notice a lot of people drinking wine, and I think if that prevents fat, then I should be losing a few more pounds.
Daryl, you want to weigh in on this briefly?
Well, I don't know how I follow up after Bill Bilyeu. That's not real possible, but I think it really begins at home. I grew up on a ranch in my early life and we ate at the family table, in that case all 3 meals. It's pretty difficult to find families that eat even 1 meal together now, and some of the meals that they eat aren't near as healthy as I can remember eating. Exercise, I think, is sporadic, but people aren't taking responsibility for their own well-being, and more often they're turning to the legal system to sue somebody for some alleged wrongdoing on their part in what they're eating, instead of taking their own personal responsibility for doing that.
Okay, let's move on. It's been a long time since we've heard from the Supreme Court.
I don't even know if they're in session right now. This is the summer, and so they may well be on their summer recess.
Does our state Supreme Court take a summer recess?
Yeah, they take a summer recess, yeah. And I would imagine, too, I know in Southern Nevada press anyway, some of the justices are drawing some heat. And I presume you're talking about the petition for a rehearing.
Right.
So I think there could be some discussion amongst members of the court exactly what it is to say or do. Each of them might want to be coming out with their own opinion, who knows. But this is summer doldrums, and I don't really know why it's
They
been
sure
so.
came to the other decision quicker.
Yes. Yeah. I no comment. I have a case pending.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, Daryl, let's turn to you here. Mindy Elliott on the show a couple of days ago said that Wells Fargo was going to bring their corporate headquarters to Nevada and decided not to because of what happened at the legislature. Do you think we're going to see more of this?
Yeah, Mindy had indicated that to me actually during the session, that they were having some concerns, especially with the way things were going at the session. Businesses of all types want stability. The financial institutions are even more conservative than other institutions are, and I believe that what was done in this legislative session was frankly just not right. And I think it will result in not just Wells Fargo, but some of the other large banks in rethinking their expansion plans in the state of Nevada. I think the last thing that was done was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, and that was to saddle them with a $7,000 per branch cost factor in the state of Nevada. The real problem that I have with that is that Nevada is a capital importing state. And I think anything you do to harm the financial institutions which provide loans for businesses, for homeowners and the like, and I believe that is going to happen, is a mistake. And I think the legislature made a mistake in tripling their payroll tax and then throwing this $7,000 per branch.
Do you think in another year and a half they'll admit they made a mistake? Do you think that will ever happen?
With respect to those people who were responsible for it, my answer is no. I don't think they know well enough what they've done.
I think one of the unintended consequences may well be, too, is I think they were basically unfair to the banking industry by giving them the double whammy as opposed to the other people. A good friend of mine who is a banker, and I've heard it from several other bankers, has basically said that they'll make up the shortfall by not putting into the community like they have. Banks have traditionally been big boosters of the community in terms of community chest, those things like that. They're going to have to make up the shortfall somewhere, and it may well be in the area of charitable money.
Ouch.
Yes, definitely. I wanted to get to the subject of Gray Davis's recall, but unfortunately we are out of time, so we'll have to pick that up tomorrow. Gentlemen, thank you both for being here.
We won't be here tomorrow.
Oh, no, we won't be here tomorrow. We'll be eating tomorrow. We'll be eating rich food. Oh, Lordy. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
Big Apple Pizza, best pizza in Nevada, take one.
Today we're making homemade meatballs for a meatball parm. You like cheesesteak? I think you're like in South Philly right now. It's the best cheese ever made. Now that's how a Philly cheesesteak's supposed to look.
And here's little Cole.
This is authentic. We'll throw some pepperoni in here. Not gonna be shy about it. Yeah, I bet you guys didn't know I could do that. Don't skimp on the toppings. Authentic as it gets. Big Apple Pizza and Subs on the corner of Bering and McCarran. A New Jersey guy who knows how to make an East Coast pizza.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
I'm going to head up and get some veggies after the show here today.
Oh, you're always hungry. Monday, morals, ethics, and scofflaws. Don't miss it.
She's on a rant on this one. We'll see you Monday.